right, well, good afternoon, everybody. I did not really do like a slide to introduce myself, so I guess I'll do it. My name is Schmidt. I was actually a tax accountant from 2018 to like 2019. I worked through the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It was at a time where software was so bad, we had to pull out pencils to calculate what is the right tax return. And that was kind of like a pain point that I experienced again, and again. And it inspired me, maybe I should learn how to fix this by myself. And I found some resources, started digging, wrote my first couple of lines of Python, and eventually I decided to quit my job and then went back to college. I finished my master's in computer science from OU in 2013, walked into the dark and gloomy job market, and also tore my ACL from playing Dance Dance Revolution. So after all of that, finally this year, I decided, you know what, let's get out of this, let's go networking, let's apply jobs seriously, let's make sure we do things right. And then now I'm currently working as a software engineer at FAA. So everything just kind of worked out. And really, you guys have been a big part of help. Like, I'm so glad this kind of group exists. And I feel like I found all the similar fishes in the sea. It's like the best feelings. It's like finding Nemo, found the right place. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about how to navigate the current job market and stay prepared, because every day when I open news and then I see a tech company mentioned, I was like, I wonder if it's layoff related, right? So let's get started. So last night I decided to search layout in Google Trends and then just kind of take a look at some of the related topics and the queries that's popping up here. And we see Cloudflare, a tech company. And then we see Google layoff 2024, yay, the job market for us is at a dark place right now. And let's also take into consideration that news outlooks really love making things sensational. So let's just talk about how that's making us depressed, sad, tech is dead, all of that. But what do you do in this whole situation? So I think the very first thing is stay calm, but also don't panic, because panic's not gonna land your offers or save your job, pay bills, but stay calm and prepared may help you. I think one of the biggest thing is maybe I think everybody here mostly, you have a job, you are working, you are already making contribution to this beautiful field. So watch for signs. Maybe, hey, my work queue is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Another department that did similar stuff to us recently just got laid off and we're taking over their works. Those are signs that potential means maybe a layoff in the horizon, because HR is doing their number crunchings and trying to cut down that cost. Actually, a friend of mine who worked for Wayfair before, he ignored all the signs, and then about 7 months later, he got that email, and he was gone within 15 minutes, out of the building and everything. So watch for signs, because if you notice that, this is not looking good for me, that's your cue that maybe it is time to start documenting what you have done for this great current employer. There's a lot of things you can do. Get your resume ready, cover letters ready, get a list of reference, your supervisors or coworkers, and on top of that, if you're doing front-end designs, get your portfolio ready, share all those links, and list your GitHubs, LinkedIn's, all that good stuff. Just get ready, and also stay updated. Make sure they're all up to date, just in case the worst happens, you can jump into the job hunting, because we all know that part is no fun. And then, this is coming to the fun part. One of the things I noticed from 2013, 2023, 2024 is I applied a lot of jobs. And on top of that, I noticed a lot of them either ghosted me or just within 15 minutes or so, I got this lovely automated email. Yeah, no, we're not gonna take you. So I think a lot of things I kind of reflected what I could have done to do better. And one of the biggest things is to prepare in advance. So a lot of jobs are out there on LinkedIn or on Glassdoor and all those job posting sites. Some of them are not really alive. They are ghosting jobs that are there to just kind of give you, they're just kind of collecting resumes to figure out the talent maybe. So they're not really jobs that you can get. So I would set up job alerts for positions you know you want to apply, because that will make sure you will be the first person to know there's a new job. And then you can also then be the first person to apply, because time is money, time really matters here. And also you want to prepare in advance, resume, work histories, cover letters, a list of reference. A lot of job application bases will really ask you these immediately right off the bat. And if you don't have them ready, you have to wait. You have to go send out emails and then prepare and all that stuff. And that will slow you down. And really, it's kind of a race these days. So just stay on top of it. Also, work history is not really like resume, but a lot of jobs will ask you to really list every single job you have done within 5 years. I found that very handy to have an extra list to just track all of this because, oh my gosh, I was like, what did I do in the past 5 years? It's hard because resume, that's your marketing tool for yourself. A work history is what they really want you, what you have done. So also, use a resume checker tool, or honestly, use a large language model like ChatGPT. Can really do the favor. You can actually cross-check with the job posting to see if your resume is covering all the key informations. I think resume checker normally just scan to see how friendly your resume is to feed through some sort of parser. And then we'll also give you kind of a keyword counts to see how this job posting is asking for maybe JavaScript, React, and then see if you have those covered. And then large language model goes kind of, I think, above beyond to actually, wake up, wake up. Please. Oh, okay. Okay. It's okay, we got it. So you can actually even see if they can actually analyze the content of your resume to see if it actually covers the basis with the job posting. It has proved to be very useful in my second round of job hunting. Also, the resume screening tool is actually quite brutal. That's actually a key part where it kind of gets your resume tossed out of the pool, so it's really scary. And timing, apply as soon as the job is posted. These days, a lot of jobs, the moment it's posted, there will be 700 people apply within like the first 15 minutes or so. And the problem is, in the HR side, I think, once they reach certain threshold, they are cutting it off. They're just gonna not even read some of the resumes. So timing is actually really key. I even count back, I think all the legit offers that I actually landed, I also applied within like the first 3 days the job was posted. I think that made a huge difference, at least personally. There's definitely a huge personal bias. And then I think earlier Vivian also covered this, network is really magical. If you're really worried about this, you want to stay prepared, stay sharp. I think going to meetups and professional events really does wonders. And I just really want to share a personal story. I went to a coffee chat in Blanchard, and I met a couple of really experienced backend engineers, and they talk about Go and Rust. Those are things I've never worked in college. And I was very curious, so I went down a rabbit hole. I did a little bit of Golang study on my own. I was like, oh, this is fun, this is quirky, this is very different. And then I won my current job. When I actually got the interview, I went there. They said, oh yeah, it's not on the job posting, but we're going through to transition from C++ to Golang. I was like, oh, let's talk about Golang then. So I think that definitely helped because I got the job a week later. So you never know what may happen in a networking like events. Like I recommend just, go to those meetups, talk to people. You really can learn a lot. And then another thing is, I think University and Bootcamp Career Services offers a lot of resources. It also gives you even opportunities where you can meet with the manager. That's where you can actually get ahead of this resume checker tools and all those parsers. You can just reach the manager's desk if you're lucky enough. And this computer, please wake up. So, and then also professional social networks, I would say if LinkedIn, GitHub, and then if you're like front end or designer, definitely maybe Dribbles or some of those stuff, get them ready. Make sure they're ready to go. And then when people click on it, just, oh my gosh, you've done so much, and they just be so impressed with you. So that's basically just a high level of a talk about how to stay semi-optimistic in this booming job market. Any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas? I think that's it. Thank you.